Jun Por. Welcome to the 8th Annual Cambodia Town Film Festival. And this year is special because now it's all virtual. What you just saw was the blessing dance, or Robam Jun Por, performed by the Khmer Arts Academy students. My name is Mia Lath, and I am a Cambodian classical dancer and instructor in Cambodia Town, or Long Beach, California. And today I'm really excited because usually, you hear from me, but today I get to be the facilitator, and you get to hear directly from my students about what their process of being a Cambodian dance student is like in the US, and what it means to them. The dances that you'll see is not a regular type performance that we do. We haven't been in session since the shelter-in-place order in March. So the Khmer Arts Academy is currently temporarily closed at the moment, but we are working on, coming back a lot stronger, and, with a hybrid curriculum that's open to more people. So, but for now, to be able to participate in this year's film festival, CTFF and I decided we'll do more of like an examination kind of process, and just to kind of show you what it's like to train in Long Beach, and for me also to learn more about my students. And a little bit about Khmer Arts Academy. We were founded in 2002 by Nikuru Sopon Chum Shapiro and her husband John Shapiro. We're really happy to be able to carry on and preserve this legacy that we almost lost in the Khmer Rouge, and we're proud to be, quote unquote, this soul of Cambodia Town. Now let's get to know my students. Let me just introduce you to them. So we have Sariah and Sienna Sum, Sydnee and Savannah Thy, Erica Castillo, and Soriyah Sam. So they're going to introduce themselves, starting with Sariah first.
Hi, I'm Sariah. I'm 15 years old, and I've been dancing for about 2.5 years. I go to Poly High School.
Hi, my name is Siena Sum. I'm 13 years old, and I've been dancing for about 2.5 years. I go to Hughes Middle School, and I'm going to be in 8th grade.
And then now we have Sydnee and Savannah Thy.
Hi, my name is Sydnee Thy. I am 14 years old, about to be 15, and I have been dancing for a little over a year and a half. I go to Millikan High School, and I am an incoming 10th grader.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and I'm 12 years old, and I've been dancing for just a year now, and I go to Nelson Academy, and I'm in 7th grade.
And now we have Erica Castillo.
Hi, my name is Erica. I am 13 years old. I've been dancing for about 2 years, and I am currently an 8th grader at Hughes Middle School.
Thank you, Erica. And last but not least, Soriyah Sam. I'm sorry.
Hello, my name is Soriyah. I am 16 years old. I've been dancing for 5 years.
5 years.
I go to Poly High School. I am 11th grade.
Okay, thank you, girls. I'm really excited, and I'm sure everyone else, watching is excited to hear from you as well. They just saw Robam Jun Por, the blessing dance, which is usually a dance that is taught in the intermediate phase of your training, right? And so this was someone's first time performing the leading role. And who would that be? So we have Savannah. Okay, so Savannah, how did you feel performing, your and showcasing the lead Jun Por role for the first time?
I was very nervous, but I was really excited to do it because leading is a very big step to Khmer dancing, and I just want to be prepared. So I tried to practice a lot, and I just wanted to kind of represent Khmer arts good while leading.
And you did a beautiful job. It's not easy, like you say, like you mentioned. You know, there are a lot of movements to remember, and you have to match with the music, and then you have to embody the devada, right? And so everyone else in your age group wasn't able to participate, so that's why I included Sienna and Erica in this dance. And you know, just because we learn a dance doesn't mean we stop learning. We keep learning and doing it because there's always something new to learn, right? Okay, so everyone on here got a chance to lead in Jun Por, right? Because everyone gets their opportunity in Khmer Arts Academy as long as you work hard for it, right? Okay, so let us know how, you know, what having that type of responsibility feels like. Let's hear from you, Sienna.
I think being able to lead a dance is a great opportunity because you get to represent your culture, and I think it's really fun being able to experience that. And it's just really, it's something that I look forward to because it shows how much I've worked to perform, and it makes me feel like I work really hard in order to be able to lead a dance.
So you mentioned that you work really hard. Let me ask someone else. Soriyah, why is it so hard to lead? Like, how hard is it to learn, you know, this role and just this dance? Because this dance is done, you know, very frequently, but how challenging is it?
Well, I feel like it's a part of it is personal, so how hard you work yourself, and if you want to perfect it, and obviously everybody that has the opportunity to lead any dance in general, it feels like there's a pressure trying to represent not only Khmer arts, but all of Cambodia and Long Beach especially. So I feel like when Nekru gives us a lead role, it shows that you believe in us. So then we have to believe in ourselves as well. So I feel like, yeah, there's pressure, and but you just have to work hard. Yeah.
And you guys, you know, you guys overcome it, and you guys, you know, you make me really proud. Let's see, Soriyah. I mean, why do I keep calling you Sariah? Yeah. So Soriyah, you know, you, I think out of this group, like, has the most years or experience in years-wise, you know, in dancing, and you've led many times. So what advice would you give to, you know, your bones and other, you know, new dancers out there about leading or just, you know, showing up and doing your best?
Like Sariah said, is definitely personal. So when you're given that lead, there's gonna be pressure that you do your best. I'd say to just really sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you can do it and that there's really nothing to be scared of, because if you were given lead, then you have the potential of being great.
Thank you. And Sydney, what do you think is, is the most fun about leading or dancing or learning?
I think the most the, the most fun part about leading is, yes, like everyone was saying, there is a lot of pressure on yourself, and you probably hold yourself very high because it is a very big deal. And yes, if you get the lead part, you have earned it and you have worked for it, but it's carrying it out well that is important. But when you're done leading, well, specifically for me, when I finished leading, I felt very accomplished and I had a lot of fun, and I could really feel the energy of the two other people I was dancing with. And they're also my close friends. So I felt very honored that I could lead for them and I could experience my first time leading with my friends.
Thank you. And Erica, what do you think is the most, what is the scariest part about leading? But how did you feel after the opportunity?
For me personally, the scariest part about leading is like when you first get onto the stage and like you just feel like everyone's staring at you, and then like I get the pressure that I have to like do it perfectly, but then I also try to remember that like it's just me, so if I were to mess up or anything, no one would notice. And like I just try to remember that I know the dance and that I've done it multiple times during practice and it's nothing different. And when I'm done leading, it's like what Sydnee and Sienna said. I feel really accomplished and like proud of myself that I was able to get to that level to lead a dance.
Definitely, you guys should be proud because it's not easy, and your all your your sweat and then your tears sometimes, but it's always for the greater good, and I hope you guys know how important your role is. You know. Okay, so the next dance that everyone's going to see is Robam Jun Por, and this dance is usually one of the first dances that all dancers learn, and it's usually performed by the younger dancers. But I believe that no matter how old you are or how experienced you are, like every dance is beautiful to do, right? So you're going to see Tibibabay performed by Soriyah and Galian Ioni, who are sisters and have been my students for quite some time now too. So yeah, please enjoy. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. It's really, really just a lovely dance about, you know, the day being glorious. As you know, even during this pandemic, like I feel like the most important thing to do is just to be positive each day, right? So now, you know, let's talk about your experience as, you know, dance, and then who you are as Cambodian Americans, and what that even, you know, means, and you know, what you experience as being a dancer, and you know what comes about it. Because as you guys know, that Khmer Arts is your safe place, and you know we want to provide all of the resources and tools that we need, or that you need. So how has, you know, your experience of being a dancer helped you outside of the studio, like in real life?
Doing Khmer dancing has helped me build up more confidence and talk to more people at school, because I feel that since I have a lot of friends and basically family at Khmer Arts, that I could find the courage to build up more friends at school.
Nice. And Savannah, you've been with Khmer Arts for a little bit longer than a year, right? But you didn't start off as a dancer. You were a musician, or you were a music student for a year before you actually tried dancing, or correct me if I'm wrong. And just let us know, like, what made you decide to make the move, you know, from just learning music to learning both music and dance?
Well, at music, I had also like a lot of friends, but not as much as like when I started dancing, because when our music class doesn't have as much people, but everybody in the music class was dancing too. So I wanted to try it, because everybody came back from dance and was talking about dance and how it was so great. And I want to experience that with them. And I also, every time I played music and when we had to for the dancers, every time I would look at the dancers, I felt like I wanted to dance too, because I want to be on the stage and feel what they felt, and just feel like both ways, doing music and dancing.
And why didn't you start music and dance at the same
time? Well, when me and Sydnee were little, I got introduced to music, and Sydnee got introduced to music and dancing. And for the longest time, it was just Sydnee, and Sydnee had that thing. But then when Ruby said that we should join KA, I never really thought of dancing because I felt like that was Sydnee's thing and I did music. So I never really thought of it until I played music for the dancers and saw them dancing.
So you thought it was just Sydnee's thing. So what is it like to dance with your sister? So now we're gonna hear from the two sets of sisters. Sydnee, you wanna answer first?
I think, like Savannah was saying, I did it a lot when I was younger, and then when I turned 11, I stopped at the place I was dancing at, and then when I was 13, I started dancing again at Khmer Arts, and I just like grew a love for the Khmer Arts family and studio, and it did become my safe place, and I had a very strong bond to it with dancing and everyone there. So when Savannah came in and she started dancing, I it made me feel a little weird that she was starting to do what I was doing, and we would eventually make the same friends, and she would understand what it was like dancing 3 days a week. And it was weird at first that we would go to dance practice together. And at first, I thought it was kind of like she was invading my space, and now I would never be able to do anything without her being by my side. But I honestly love dance a lot more now that I get to experience it with her. And yes, there are some bad days where we cross paths, and it doesn't end up well because we're sisters. But we end up doing it's very helpful that we can help each other and we can practice with each other at home together instead of me having to dance at the studio. Then if I can have to call someone who danced with me or contact unit 2. And now I have Savannah and she can give me input or help, especially because I have a very bad memory.
I think your internet's going in and out, but we'll get the rest of what you said later. Sariah and Sienna, what do you guys think?
So when we first started dancing, we started dancing together. So we kind of started off at the same level, I guess. And starting off at the same level, we both knew each other's challenges and what was hard for us, so we were able to help each other. And when we started dancing, our first performance was together as well. But in the future, we would take breaks at different times and at different intervals. So one of us would, learn a certain dance to a certain extent that the other sister didn't. So I guess when we come back home, it's easier to just inform each other on what was going on at the studio that day.
What about you, Sienna?
I think dancing with Sariah it's fun, but at the same time, it can get a little complicated because if she tells me that I need to work on something, I'll feel like she's I feel like that she thinks she's better than me sometimes, but I'll learn to accept her advice, and I'll work on it myself, and then I'll give her feedback as well, and then we'll just work on it together, and then it's a little more fun that way, or it's enjoyable, I guess.
Sariah?
Adding on to what Sienna said, I feel like everybody at the studio has formed a bond so tight, so it's almost like we're each other's brothers and sisters. Even though we're not living in the same household, we all have each other's phone numbers and contact information. So if we're not on good speaking terms with our siblings, we can always just call one another and ask for help.
I love how brutally honest you guys are, but you know, everyone who has a sibling knows what this is like. So thank you for your answers. So for Erica and Yaya, you guys don't have sisters. So, you know, what is that like? And, you know, how has KA kind of impacted your life in that way, in that aspect? Um, let's start with Erica.
For me, um, not having like a sister or like a brother or something to dance with, it's like kind of stressful because I'll be at home practicing and like I'll kind of get stressed out trying to remember certain things. And then like my brother who's at home, he doesn't like understand like why I'm stressing or something like that. And then he'll just be like, "Oh, you're overreacting, calm down." So like yeah, he doesn't like kind of understand like how important it is to me.
But you know, I hope you learn how to unstress and that the stress is more like motivating in a way. She just laughs, but you know, our training is not the easiest. There's a lot of discipline, but I guarantee you that it's fun. I hope so. Let's hear from Yaya.
I feel like not having a sister at home, but like being in Khmer Arts and growing with everyone there and creating like such strong bonds, it's like everyone there is a sister to me, and they older or younger, it's like everyone, it's like we're one big family, and it's really comforting to be able to create bonds that are, it's really comforting to be able to call someone your sister.
Yeah. Okay, so the next dance that everyone's gonna see is your after that performance. Apsara is usually trained or taught to dancers that are more advanced. But I felt like since this year's theme was Spirit of Apsara, that it would be a good opportunity to teach you guys this dance, right? And even though we didn't get to perform it for New Year's, um, you all got the opportunity to showcase it here. So what was it like? Let us know what it was like to learn this dance, and how you felt, and how you felt learning, and how you felt performing. Does anyone want to go first?
I think everyone who was in the group showing this dance originally before we went into shelter in place. Well, for me personally, I thought it was a very big honor to even learn it, even if at the time I didn't know if we were going to perform it or showcase it anytime or not. I think it was just a very big honor to learn it and to be taught by you, someone who has performed it many times. And I know that your first Apsara performance was kind of like around some of the ages of ours too, and like I've seen like pictures of it, and I thought that you were like beautiful, and I've seen other videos of people, the older students at KA doing Apsara, and I just knew that I would feel very accomplished one day when I got to really perform it for the first time. And I was excited to like look back on all the training because it was very hard and we all shed many tears. But I think we just have to trust the process and trust your teaching. And we wouldn't be learning it if we weren't ready to even learn it at all yet. So I think it was a very big honor to learn it and to perform it, kind of.
Thank you, Sydney. What about you, Soriyah?
Adding on to what Sydney said, learning Apsara in general is just a really big honor and opportunity. So I feel like when, at least for myself, when I found out that we were going to start learning Apsara to perform it someday, I would go home and go on YouTube and try to look up videos of other Apsara dancers just to see what type of style they had and what I could incorporate in my own style. And obviously there are going to be some videos that are a little bit better like quality than other videos. So it's very different learning a dance in the studio versus through video and you know, on a screen because you're in a person with your teacher. So yeah.
Thank you. You know, in Apsara, there are two roles, right? There's Mera, the lead, who is thought to be, you know, the mother of Cambodia. And then there are the Pilium dancers. So both roles, you know, in the same dance and sometimes even have, you know, the same movements. But, you know, they do portray two different characters. Is anyone brave enough to talk about what the differences are? How do you distinguish, you know, the different characters within the same dance?
I think both roles are very important, and to dance or to perform either roles, you have to really be confident in yourself. And when someone is confident when they dance, you can really see it in their eyes, and you can just tell in all that they are one with themselves. So I feel like you have to really embody your character whether you're doing either role. But since Mera is portraying the mother of Cambodia, you have to kind of show a sense of leadership, and you have to really portray your character well to get the point out that you are supposed to be dancing as the mother of Cambodia and the feeling are students and they look up to you. And for the prelims, I think you just have to really distinguish that Amira is your queen. And if you pass the snuff, you can really see it in your dancing. And I think I learned by learning both roles. And I think all of us are still learning to um, distinguish both roles and learning how to switch from one to the other.
Thank you. Okay, so let's show everyone what we're talking about. So we're going to show everyone the video. Yes. Alrighty, so we're going to wrap up. Last questions. I'm going to thank them and then we'll submit and leave. Okay? Cool. Almost done. Okay, so that was the Savannah performance. And if I didn't, mention this earlier, this panel and this performance, it's more to kind of just check their status, and we haven't practiced in a while, so it's not going to be 100% perfect, but I am really proud of you all for remembering so much and, taking this opportunity seriously and doing such a great job. And, we have a lot more to learn and to move forward with. So I hope, you're all excited to return. So before we wrap up, can you all just kind of give the viewers, your final words or any advice or any words of motivation, just to kind of leave everyone, with a positive note? Erica, let's hear from you first.
For motivation, well, for me, what motivates me to dance and all that is just remembering that there's always other people that have faith in me, and that I'm dancing for a reason, and everything that all the opportunities that I'm given is because NICU has faith in me and that I can actually have potential to do it.
Yeah.
I'd say a piece of advice would just to, when you feel like you're struggling and you don't know what to do, is to just remember why you're doing what you're doing, and remember that there are people who believe in you and support you.
Yeah. Sariah and Sienna.
A piece of advice I have is to find something that you absolutely love to do and you have a passion to do it. So in the future and in other activities, you have something to look forward to.
Another piece of advice is, if you find something that makes you happy or something that you really enjoy doing, to keep doing it, so that just keep doing it so that you can remain happy, I guess you can say, but also to not let others' opinions ruin what you think about something. So if you're passionate about something, just keep doing it, and if others have things to say, don't really listen to their opinions.
And finally, Savannah and Sydnee.
My piece of advice is that if you want to do something like my dancing, and I think that you shouldn't think very negative, because before I started dancing, I thought, well, all my friends are older than me, but just you have to remember that everybody starts at the bottom, and it's for what you want to work up to, and it's not, you don't have to compare yourself to others.
My piece of advice to anyone that is passionate about something, whether it's something in the arts or it's a job or a sport or anything like that, just push through the hardships and know that one day everything will be worth it. And learn to be patient with yourself, because everything takes time, and you really just need to have endurance and goals to look forward to accomplish.
Thank you. And before we go, I just wanted to thank the Cambodia Town Film Festival, Kaylee, Patch, and the whole entire team for giving us this platform. If you'd like to find out more about us and how you can support us, please head over to our website at khmerarts.org and follow us on social media. We appreciate all of your support, your donations, and we hope that you join us in our journey of, our mission of preserving Cambodian arts and culture for future generations. So thank you so much.